Take a journey within.
Incredible India.
Reincarnation. India showed us what it's really about.
A little pain is good. Reminds us we are alive.
India, it's so alive, so soulful. Ayurveda had to be born here.
Ayurveda is literally the science of life. Take a sip.
Life flows through the air here, healing the body, reawakening the spirit, keeping a culture that's centuries old, forever young. Ayurveda showed us you don't have to wait for reincarnation. You can be reborn in this life.
Incredible India.
Good afternoon, everyone. For guests who just arrived, we would like to play the short video presentation for one more time. Thank you.
Take a journey within.
Incredible India.
Reincarnation. India showed us what it's really about.
A little pain is good. Reminds us we are alive.
India, it's so alive, so soulful. Ayurveda had to be born here.
Ayurveda is literally the science of life. Take a sip.
Life flows through the air here, healing the body, reawakening the spirit, keeping a culture that's centuries old, forever young. Ayurveda showed us you don't have to wait for reincarnation. You can be reborn in this life.
Incredible India.
Thank you very much for the video. Once again, we would like to welcome everyone to the Embassy of India in Japan for today's event, Tourism in India, Focus on Medical Tourism. Now, we'd like to invite His Excellency Shri C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, to deliver the opening remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Toru Katayama, Director of Alliances Nippon Airways, Mr. Madhusudan Chauhan, CEO of Jiva Ayurveda, Mr. Lakshman Srivastava, Director, Maharshi Ayurveda Products, Mr. Assos Srivastava, Director, Ayush Excel. Good afternoon. Today we are gathered here to discuss a very interesting, a cross-sectoral subject that underscores India's growing presence as a global leader in healthcare, medical tourism in India. This is an important driver of India's economic growth. It is a clear reflection of India's medical expertise, state-of-the-art facilities, and the cost effectiveness that draws patients from around the world. India has emerged as one of the top destinations for medical tourism, with over 700,000 international patients visiting annually. This surge in demand is driven by several key factors, such as world-class healthcare infrastructure, highly skilled professionals in the medical field, and affordable treatment among the top reasons. You may be aware that India boasts of around 40 hospitals accredited by the Joint Commission International, ensuring that health care facilities meet the highest international standards. Cities like Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, and Mumbai are now recognized globally for their world-class medical facilities. Indian doctors, many of whom have trained at leading institutions in India and abroad, offer top-tier expertise in a variety of specialties: cardiac, orthopedic, cosmetic surgery, and more. A commitment to excellence and patient-centered care is a major reason why international patients continue to choose India as a medical tourism destination. India offers treatments at a fraction of the cost seen in Western countries. For example, a heart bypass surgery in India costs around $4,000 compared to $30,000 in the US. This affordability is one of the key factors that make India an attractive and reliable medical destination. Medical tourists from the US travel to India, drawn by the affordable and high-quality healthcare options available here. Patients from the Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Oman, make up a significant portion of India's medical tourism inflow, seeking treatments for orthopedics, fertility, and cancer care. Patients from the UK visit India primarily for joint replacements, dental care, and obesity surgeries. India is increasingly becoming a healthcare hub for African nations and also Southeast Asian countries and South Asian countries. India's medical tourism sector caters to a wide range of medical needs, as I mentioned earlier. But one important area which I would like to focus is the Ayurveda and wellness. In fact, this embassy itself is an Ayush information cell, which we set up last year, which is spreading the message of Ayurveda all across Japan. We have organized several events throughout the various prefectures of Japan promoting Ayurveda, and I'm very happy to see a huge interest for Ayurveda all across this beautiful country. In fact, the connect between India and Japan, which is focused on our traditional and cultural engagement, has Ayurveda emerging as an important element in these days. I'm very happy that we have assembled here once more to celebrate tourism. In fact, we are celebrating this year as India-Japan Year of Tourism. visits focus on connecting Himalayas with Mount Fuji. And I'm particularly happy that we have the presence of All Nippon Airways, which I normally travel on, is here, and also for their support and contribution in celebrating this India-Japan Year of Tourism. I can see a momentum with a large number of Indian tourists coming to Japan and Japanese tourists going to India, not only on the Buddhist circuit, but also for other interesting areas of tourism, particularly wellness tourism, yoga, Ayurveda, and of course, to visit the historical and civilizational sites of India. Once again, I thank each one of you for joining us today. My greetings on this on the occasion of when you celebrate the connecting India with Mount Fuji, connecting Himalayas with Mount Fuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Sir, for your remarks. May we request Ambassador Sir to remain on stage as we announce the winners of the ANA-sponsored round-trip tickets to India. In collaboration with All Nippon Airways, or ANA, the Embassy of India is pleased to present one round-trip ticket to India to two lucky winners. Congratulations to Ms. Aya Ichikawa and Ms. Yoko Asano for winning the tickets. We kindly request Mr. Toru Katayama, Senior Director of Alliances and International Affairs, All Nippon Airways, and the winners to join His Excellency Ambassador on the stage for the ticket distribution and a group photo. Thank you.
Who is the winner? So this is for Ms. Aya Ichikawa. Yes. No, another one is coming. You can hold it. Take it. Take it. For both of them? Then she can do it. Yes. This is how you want it?
1, 2, 3.
Thank you. All the best. Thank you. Thank you. Another. Yeah. You also come. You can't go away. You can stand there. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you and congratulations to the winners once again. Next, we'd like to invite Mr. Toru Katayama to remain on stage for his presentation.
Good afternoon, dear distinguished guests. I am Toru Katayama from ANA, All Nippon Airways. First of all, I would like to thank Ambassador C.B. Joji and the Embassy of India for providing us with this wonderful opportunity. As a leading airline in Japan, ANA is proud to serve as the vital link connecting India and Japan. Next, please. Today, I would like to talk about three things. Firstly, about the overview of ANA. Secondly, about our partnership with Air India. Thirdly, about our involvement in India-Japan Year of Tourism 2024. Next, please. About the overview of the company, ANA was founded in 1952. Today, we are the largest airline group with a diverse business portfolio. Besides aviation, we also have a list of group companies in other fields, such as trading, real estate, IT, and human resources. Next, please. About our international network, as of August 2024, we operated 52 routes. Next, please. To generate new travel demand after the pandemic, we will operate 3 new routes this winter. We just started the operation between Tokyo Haneda and Malpensa, Milano, in Italy on 3rd December. In January, we will launch a new route between Tokyo Haneda and Stockholm in Sweden. And February, between Tokyo Haneda and Istanbul in Turkey. Next, please. Regarding the history of ANA Group, ANA started the business with 2 helicopters in 1952 and a domestic network. In 1986, ANA started the first scheduled international service between Tokyo Narita and Guam. In 1996, we started our first service to Delhi and Mumbai. Our spirit of challenges and efforts of maintaining high quality services have been recognized. We have been receiving a 5-star rating by Skytrax since 2013. Last but not least, we are happy to start the code-share partnership with Air India, the flag carrier in India, in May this year. Next, please. We have started the code-share partnership with Air India on our international routes between Japan and India, connecting Tokyo with Delhi and Mumbai. Next, please. Benefits to the customers include extensive services offered by both carriers that are full-service carriers and Star Alliance members. Additionally, we offer seamless connectivity between our flights as we operate in the same terminal. We are also planning to expand the code-share flights to the domestic network in Japan and India in the near future. Next, please. Here is a map showing both Air India and the ANA operating at the same terminal, Terminal 3 in New Delhi Airport. Next, please. Here is the map showing both Air India and the ANA operating at the same terminal, Terminal 2 in Mumbai Airport. Therefore, passengers can enjoy seamless connectivity if they take an ANA international flight to India and transfer to Air India domestically or internationally, and vice versa. Next, please. Air India has a network covering 45 domestic destinations in India. Next, please. Also, Air India has an extensive work connecting to over 40 international destinations. We, ANA, are looking forward to building a closer partnership with Air India to bring more benefits to our customers. During this India-Japan Year of Tourism 2024, we are excited to offer raffle prizes of 2 round-trip air tickets between Tokyo and India on ANA flights. This concludes my presentation, and I would like to hand over the time to Embassy. Thank you very much. Namaste. ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Next, we'd like to invite Mr. Madhusudan Chauhan, CEO, Jiva Ayurveda, for his virtual presentation. For the rest of the speakers, we also kindly maintain a request to maintain the time allowance for your presentation. Thank you.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Ohio gozaimasu. How is everyone? Is my audio and video visible? Okay, great. So I welcome everyone and thank you very much to His Excellency, the Ambassador and the Embassy of India in Japan for organizing this wonderful interaction on how medical travel and wellness travel using Ayush is the new frontier and one of the most powerfully evolving sectors in the country today. Well, the first question is why Ayurveda? A quick look at this graph. In the last 100 years, with the advancements in medical technologies and medicine, we have added almost doubled the life expectancy in the last 100 years. However, the challenge still remains that 60 years ago, 50% of our life was lived in suboptimal health. Even today, despite such great advancements, 50% of our lives, we live in suboptimal health. So the question to ask is, we've added years to life, but have we added life to the years? And this kind of a problem is even more pronounced in certain developed countries like Japan, where the population is aging. And with the aging of population, there is an increased burden on healthcare. So McKinsey Institute did this study and they said over the next 20 to 40 years, the disease burden will grow in these disorders. So diabetes, kidney, cancer, neurology, musculoskeletal, chronic respiratory disorders. These are all problems that are lifestyle disorders. These are non-communicable disorders. The same report also highlights that the current medical infrastructure is the least equipped to handle these burden of lifestyle disorders, which is going to grow the most. Now, I think this is where a unique opportunity for Ayurveda comes into play. Ayurveda, as the science of life, looks at the fundamental diet, lifestyle, and biomechanics of an individual and fixes that balance to bring them back to a state of health. And thereby, this growing problem of degenerative lifestyle metabolic disorders, Ayurveda can play an important role in addressing this health challenge. It is a problem that the rest of the world, including India, faces. It is a challenge which is putting pressure on the healthcare costs. It is putting pressure on the health quality of life itself. Ayurveda, like I think His Excellency also mentioned during part of his presentation, is not just a traditional practice in the country. It is a very well organized industry. There is a distinction between traditional medical science versus a traditional medicine practice. And the distinction being that usually a practice is something which is done on merely experience or intuition. Many countries around the world have their own traditional practices, such as, there are sangomas in Africa, there is Native American healing therapies in North America, but they are not codified. They are not logic and principle driven. So unlike many medical traditional practices, Ayurveda is a very, very codified, documented, logic driven, rationale driven, framework driven body of knowledge, wherein it operates in the similar fashions as a logical science would. In India, it is regulated, it is structured and an evolved sector to the extent that 10 years ago, the government made a separate dedicated ministry that looks at regulating quality, safety of the Ayurveda system of medicine. There are more than 3,000 hospitals in India with over 7 lakh registered Ayurvedic and Ayush doctors. There is immense amount of research which is now happening in this area, and over 40,000 publications of research are already published. There is a portal that the government has created, and all these researches are available through this portal. Till date, it has cataloged over 40,000 such research publications. So a lot of data and evidence is being created as we go about. The sector has been experiencing immense growth, and thereby obviously a lot of innovation, a lot of technology intervention, a lot of funding and research is happening. Just in the last 8 years itself, the sector has experienced a completely skyrocketing sort of a growth in the country and internationally, growing by more than 6 times in the last 8 years itself. Now, India as a medical destination, I will zoom out a little bit and give everyone a perspective of, while yes, Ayush and the traditional system of healing Ayurveda is there as a very robust and a vibrant system of practice, but India as a larger medical destination as well is quite a robust position in the world globally. It is a $10 billion industry in India, and it is growing very, very rapidly at 21%. During COVID, because of restrictions in travel, the patients coming to India for their treatment was restricted. However, despite the COVID slowdown, the medical travel industry in India is growing rapidly at a 21% CAGR. It is estimated to almost grow by 50% by 2030. Amongst all destinations in the world, India is top 10 as per the Medical Tourism Index in medical tourism itself. It is 12th with respect to wellness tourism market and one of the leading Asia Pacific destinations. And we know the East Asia and the Southeast Asia as a destination for wellness and medical travel is one of the most prominent regions globally in the world today. India's medical talent, both modern medicine as well as traditional medicine, the kind of digital health and technologies that India has evolved, and obviously the value and the cost arbitrage, this makes India a very, very popular and favorable destination for health tourism. And like I said, India is one of the rare countries which is now blending its traditional medicine and conventional system, thereby creating a very, very unique integrative model of care. So this is another advantage that people have when they come to travel to India for their medical and wellness needs. Not only can they access the best quality medical talent and facilities and infrastructures in modern medicine, but they can take advantage of the holistic healing, rehabilitation, and complete root cause based therapies of traditional medicine. This, I believe, is going to position India as one of the very unique destinations which has got best of both the worlds. The wellness economy itself is a $7 trillion economy, and thereby I think India is very well positioned to take lead in this area. Ayurveda in Japan, more specifically, I think Ayurveda is not new to Japan. It has been, in fact, one of the early adopters. Many of the people in Japan have come to India and studied Ayurveda in universities in India and gone back. And some of them are already practicing and even have Ayurveda clinics that they're operating. So like I said, it's a long-standing relation of Ayurveda and Japan. Japan has also historically had very good relationship with India as a country, and thereby that exchange has been facilitated. As of today, there are more than 20 centers and clinical practices of Ayurveda which are already prominently established in Japan. More than 10 education institutions which are teaching Ayurveda in different formats, including some of them undertaking research, and there are published papers coming out of Japanese educational institutions which are talking about Ayurveda. Like as mentioned, the Japanese student have been traveling to India to study Ayurveda, and Ayurvedic physicians and teachers have been traveling to Japan for undertaking these programs. And at all 3 levels, there is a professional education wherein they come and study and become Ayurvedic doctors, which is a 6-year degree program, just like modern medicine is. There are vocational trainings, so wherein existing doctors or nutritionists or dietitians are inculcating Ayurveda as part of their practice. and there is a group of lay people who want to adopt Ayurvedic health practices for their own personal need, and thereby they're using it. There are collaborations at a government to government level, at an academic level. Like I said, some of these educational institutions in Japan have tie-ups with universities in India, and there are courses which are university accredited that are being taught. There is a faculty exchange, there is a chair in one of the universities from the government side, and obviously industry level collaborations. Indian companies and Indian organizations which have partnered with outfits and health organizations in Japan to offer Ayurveda as part of the stack. Now, in terms of how Ayurveda can be offered in Japan and further strengthen its presence, these are two aspects of Ayurveda. One is the preventive and the primary prevention, and the second is secondary prevention and disease treatment. And this unique distinction of Ayurveda lends it to being applied across this spectrum. And I believe this rehabilitation, geriatric, and palliative care is of extreme importance when it comes to Japan, given the aging population. This is how we look at Ayurveda being applied as part of Jiva Ayurveda's vision document at all three levels: treatment, wellness, and way of life. And in all three aspects, treatment, Ayurveda as a medical science, in wellness, Ayurveda as a health science, and way of life as Ayurveda as a life science. And all of these three at different levels can be blended together. In terms of next steps, I think those are the 4 ways in which people from India and people from Japan can work together to create different opportunities. Setting up of a center in Japan. So clinics and therapy centers, there is a lot of interest that even Japanese population is picking up in Ayurveda. We ourselves have interacted with multiple people who are looking at Ayurveda as a key traditional medical knowledge to be integrated both with Kampo and conventional system of medicine. Here, Ayurveda practice, along with certification in certifying therapists and technicians, is of prominent importance. Technology leveraging telemedicine can be another option. We're already running a project using telemedicine and facilitating health consultations. Next two are travel to India. So Japanese people traveling to India for wellness needs and for medical needs. And in both areas, India has a great stack available. For wellness, there are places like Kerala, Goa, Rishikesh, which are very beautiful, scenic beaches, mountains. And there are also mainstream tourism hubs like Delhi, Manesar, Jaipur, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore. And at all these places, there are state-of-the-art Ayurveda wellness retreats available. Just to name a few, so Sokya, Somathiram, Ananda, Atmantan, Pema Wellness. These are just examples of some of the top-of-the-rank wellness destinations to look at. Medical travel, this is something that Ayurveda specializes in. Heal in India as a program by the government has further strengthened the medical facilities provided by Ayush centers. Problems such as musculoskeletal, neurodegenerative problems, gut and digestive health, heart health, amongst a lot of the other lifestyle and degenerative disorders is where Ayurveda specializes and has a lot to offer. Very, very specialized centers in this area like Jiva Gram, which is run by my organization Jiva. Maharishi Hospital, also run by Mr. Lakshman's organization. Ayurved, Sridharyam are some examples which specialize in different areas. So I think the medical travel is something which is of very, very high value impact and not as well promoted. And obviously, thirdly, followed by Ayurveda education and awareness, adoption of Ayurveda as part of the different training programs. I would like to quote an example of this program that the Kanagawa prefecture has included as part of their health policy in Japan is the Mebio. Jiva was a part of these discussions and also some of the deliberations that happened. And this Mebio program in Japan is to help look at it from a preventive care point of view. And Ayurveda has a lot of similarities that can bridge, and many opportunities can be created in this area. With that, I think Ayurveda and medical travel has a lot of positive tailwinds. The government in India is completely committed to mainstreaming Ayurveda and globalizing Ayurveda. Some of the initiatives are, the Heal in India program to promote medical travel in India. A special category of visa has been announced for facilitating people wanting to travel to India for Ayurvedic treatments and learning Ayurveda. Information cells set up in more than 40 countries. And I think the Embassy of India in Japan is doing some fabulous work. I keep on hearing about the kind of interventions that they're making to popularize Ayurveda. Another important milestone is the first WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine has been put up in India. This is the first outpost of WHO outside of any developed country. So a big push for research and development in traditional system of medicine, especially Ayurveda. And Ayurveda included in the WHO ICD-11 framework further improves the global integration of Ayurveda with the mainstream. So I think the opportunity of making an impact with Ayurveda is great. Japan has been a wonderful partner of India from the beginning and an early adopter of Ayurveda. We feel that we'll work together to overcome some of the regulatory hurdles that exist today to further streamline products and the practice of Ayurveda there, integrate it further well with Kampo practices and the conventional system of medicine practices. And I think it is a very robust stack that India has, and we welcome all of you to please do visit India, try out some of these places depending on your personal need, whether wellness or therapeutic. But I can guarantee you that some of these places are nothing like what you've experienced in the past, and they are world-class, they're top-notch, and you will go back with the positive experience of Ayurveda. With that, thank you very much for providing this opportunity to talk about medical travel and wellness travel in Ayurveda, and we wish that we are able to create a healthier, happier society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Next, we'd like to invite Mr. Lakshman Shrivastava, Director, Services, Maharishi Ayurveda Products Limited, for his virtual presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope my audio and video is available and you can see that. So my name is Lakshman Shrivastava. I'm the director of Maharishi Ayurveda, and it's truly an honor to represent the industry which I love so fondly and to represent my great country in this venue. So today we'll be talking about the Ayush medical value tourism in India. And before we go ahead, let's talk about the context. We'll be covering 5 points, in some in detail, some in general, and we'll stick to the timelines over here. So a very interesting summary of the global mega trends and why the wellness industry is growing the way it is, and the global wellness tourism industry, the role and relevance of Ayurveda wellness infrastructure in India, and the approach of Maharishi Ayurveda. So if we look at these mega trends, and this is actually my favorite subject, I'm a student of marketing, to discuss with a lot of people, is what is happening right now in the world. There are these mega trends, which is also called the shifts in thinking, and which are increased mindful living and conscience, right? So respect for self, community, and nature. There's an increased globalization in thinking. People want to experience different cultures, different cuisines, different places. There's a rise of the digital life. Everything is accessible, in the touch of your hands. So these are these mega trends which is happening globally. And then, so what? What is the result of these mega trends? Again, the new mantra is feeling good to look good. Till you don't feel good inside, you don't look good outside. and the need for finding self-identity. You know, there's a reaffirmation of your own individuality. And then again, you know, about self-identity and self-affirmation, focus on self, rise in prevention-oriented healthcare, more focus on experiential gains rather than materialistic gains. And all of these together are really increasing, you know, wellness tourism. So out of the entire wellness industry, the medical tourism is predicted to increase 16.6% yearly. And this is a research done on a global industry. Mental health wellness is predicted to increase 12.8% yearly, year on year. Traditional medicine products, and these are not the service side, this is only the product side, are predicted to grow at an 8.2% yearly. And the role of Ayush, and especially Ayurveda, falls in all of these categories. So our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has, you know, launched a new policy called Heal in India. Now, Heal in India is a Government of India initiative to promote India as a top destination for medical and wellness tourism. Now, the question arises on why India? So I strongly believe that the future of wellness is in India, because India inherently has a very strong history and legacy of wellness in the form of Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, etc. You know, it has strong economic factors supporting it, such as low operating costs, construction costs, salaries and wages. These are the best in the world and the most competitive for any industry to actually thrive in. It has a population of, you know, 1.5 billion people to actually experience this. It's a growing economy. It is the largest English-speaking population in the world. And the most important part is the hospitality of India. You know, we treat our guests like God. There's a saying, Atithi Devo Bhav. You know, we treat guests like God. And guests and patients receive more empathy in their healing journey. And to sum it up, India is made for healing. Now, the main difference between wellness and Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is a time-tested system of healthcare and provides guests with more substantial and tangible health benefits as compared to regular wellness programs. In fact, most wellness providers have taken inspiration from Ayurvedic Panchakarma treatments to include them in their offerings. And Ayurveda is the first in many. You know, these are a few diseases the world is talking about. And mental health, they say mental health is the next pandemic. You know, about a billion people, close to a billion people are suffering from any type of mental health, be it anxiety, stress, depression, insomnia, you know, all of these. And Ayurveda really has the solution to this. You know, it was written there in the books, in the holy texts of Ayurveda, all of these diseases. So mental health, spiritual health, explanation of autoimmune disorders. Autoimmune disorders are still a mystery in modern medicine, but Ayurveda has very, very clear understanding and objectivity on why autoimmune disorders happen and how can we really actually cure them. The gut-brain axis, this is a phenomena everyone is talking about these days. Thousands of researches are coming out month on month. But the gut-brain axis was first mentioned in the text of Ayurveda, the gut microbiome, and many, many more. So Ayurveda really is, you know, a superior form of healthcare that was there for 5,000 years ago, and now it is really coming in the mainstream. These are some main benefits derived from Ayurvedic Panchakarma therapies. You know, we strengthen the immune system, we increase more resistance to illness, we cleanse, we rejuvenate, we, you know, we enjoy rebuilding and a long, long life. We remove stresses from our body and mind. We slow down the aging process. We increase physical flexibility. We eliminate years and years of toxin buildup. We release fatigue. We relieve pain and tension in the body. We reduce dependencies on drugs and medications. And all of these things, I may not have to read all of them, but all of them have actually been supported by scientific clinical trials. There is not a single scientific clinical trial which goes against Ayurveda in any way. A lot of people have tried to do that, but everything that has been written in the books of Ayurveda has always been backed up by science. Now coming to the Ayush infrastructure in India. So here again, building up from my colleague from the industry, Madhusudan, I would just continue that we have a wellness side and a very therapeutic side as well. So the wellness side of Ayurveda would be more high-end, more luxury, would be integrated with more spa therapies, would be integrated with more wellness side of other traditional systems. So Ananda, Vana, Atman, Atmantam. So these are some players in the market in the wellness side. And there's more in the therapeutic side. Therapeutic side would basically be supported by a lot of doctors. So all of these players, we have Jiva Ayurveda, we have Maharishi Ayurveda Hospital, we have Kerali, Sridharyam, all of them would have at least 20 Ayurvedic doctors, sitting in-house doing therapeutic treatments rather than more of wellness-oriented treatment. And then there are some players in between which also have therapeutic as well as some features of a wellness side. So this is the basic three categories in which we can put the Ayurvedic service providers in India, from wellness to therapeutic. Now, again, a lot of these players are scattered all over the country. So if you want to have a treatment in the Himalayas, you have options over there. If you want to have treatments in Kerala, in the backwaters near the beach, you have options available over there. If you want to, if you're just coming for work, you want to have a meeting in New Delhi, you have players such as a Maharishi Ayurveda Hospital, a Jiva Ayurveda, right at the center of Delhi to provide the same type of quality of Ayurveda. Again, the costing of Ayurveda is very varied. So it can go from upwards of $1,000 a night to close to $80 a night. And that is a full board treatment. So that includes your stay, your accommodation, your meals, your yoga, your Ayurvedic consultation, your Ayurvedic treatments. So it is, it can go from very affordable experience to very high end. Now coming to Maharishi Ayurveda and how we approach Ayurvedic medical tourism. So again, with our USPs, so some of them, we were the first global Ayurveda organization. 1986 is the year we started, and we were the first Ayurvedic organization to do a clinical trial in Ayurveda. And again, when we're talking about the India-Japan relationship, we were the first Ayurvedic organization in Japan to set up a distribution of Ayurvedic products. And then again, global presence, we're there in over 30 countries. And this slide is just showing that Ayurveda is reaching each and every country's cross-border, and a lot of these countries are accepting Ayurveda. So we train about 9,000 doctors of practicing modern medicine into Ayurveda, so that now they can practice integrated medicine. And I believe that integrated medicine is the future of medicine. Again, we have the product range that we do. And these are some of our international clinics, Ayurveda clinics. So we have one in Austria, in Netherlands, in Germany, in Switzerland, in the UK, in the US. And so again, this is an Ayurvedic hospital. This is more therapeutic in its offering. So people with more prolonged diseases would come to a place like this. And this is more of a retreat center. So more for wellness, more for rejuvenation, relaxation. So again, we also launched, India's first Ayurvedic restaurant, where a different menu card is given to you according to your doshas. So doshas are, these parameters that your body and mind are judged on, and then basis on that, you're given different cuisines. So again, this has been really successful. And basis on all the information that we've done and given, and we've seen that the wellness tourism market is increasing. The Ayush medical travel setup is really growing, and it's now a very standardized practice. Maharishi Ayurveda has also launched many products around India, and a lot of these places we do have in Delhi and Rishikesh, but a lot newer places in Himalayas, close to the beach, in Mumbai, in the Andamans, in the island nation. So all of those things based on this growing demand of wellness tourism. And again, India is the future of wellness tourism, according to so many reports and so many studies. So at the end, I would like to thank each and every one of you again for attending and for inviting me to give 2 words on this. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Next, we'd like to invite Mr. Ashutosh Srivastava, Deputy Director, Ayush Excel, for his virtual presentation. We kindly request the speaker to maintain their allotted time. Thank you.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon. This is Ashutosh. I'm representing Ayush Export Promotion Council. And first of all, a big thanks to the Indian Embassy team, His Excellency George Sir, and the guests, with the speakers who are supporting with us. We know that we are running behind the time. So just explain about what exactly the Ayush Excel is. So as one of my previous speakers, Madhusudan sir, has very clearly mentioned that in Jamnagar, the first WHO center has been appointed. In the same program, Ayush Excel has been also appointed from Honorable Prime Minister sir. So we are the only body which helps the Indian companies who can look forward for export orientation hand-holding programs. So Ayush Excel is Ministry of Ayush and Government of Ministry of Commerce joint body which helps them to understand how we can help Indian manufacturers, service-oriented industries to look after the international market. So we do so many activities. We support Indian companies to understand the international market, like this kind of forum. And we help people from abroad who wants to look forward what the best from India they can have. So in the same line, we have just done a program where we are inviting more than 150 international participants. They may be the participant as in regulators, practitioners, and the manufacturers or importers. They are coming to Dehradun for this upcoming program wherein we are doing reverse biosimilar meet, which helps Indian manufacturers to understand what the international buyers are looking for, and vice versa. We are also looking for what are the standards and regularizations in the service field as well as the manufacturing field. We offered them. So a lot of participants are also coming. I would request and urge from Ayush Excel and from my ministry that we also seek some guidance and support for upcoming programs so that more and more international participants and the buyers can connect us and we can help our manufacturers and service providers for the better understanding programs. Part of that, can we have another slide? Please, sir. Thank you. So I've just gone through the presentation in a very short span of time. We have informed how we formed. Our mission is to support and encourage the development between India and abroad with the help of our government schemes and handholding for our service sector and manufacturers. So we do support a lot of activities wherein companies can go outside and explore the market, as well as we invite the industry abroad who can come and have an experience in India about our services and products. So we are a DGFT, Government of India notified body, and we do support handholdings and understanding market intelligence to our member companies. A part of that, we also support our ministries with the active dialogue between industry. We work as a bridge between the industry and the government for the policy supports, as well as all my previous speakers have given a very brief and very important inputs from their presentations about the scope, the opportunity, about the medical tourism in India. And I hope that most of the points are already well cleared. So from our side that we do have an MOU with the Indian tourism, and we just had the Tourism Development Corporation and the Government of India. We work together and to promote the medical tourism in Ayurveda sector. So with the same way that Mr. Madhusudan has very much clearly said that we are also working on the Ayush visa. It is on the final stage of the approvals. So very soon, most of the part from people can come as an Ayush visa part. So, and one more initiative we have taken with the support and the initiative from the health insurance part, wherein the Indian Institute of Ayurveda and with the support of IRDIA, we're also working on the Ayush General Insurance Scheme, which covers all the aspect of Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, and Siddha. So with all these points, I would like to just give that we do have a lot of exports in a lot of products under HSN code chapter wise with the ingredients, herbs, and the medicines also. So from India side, we are seeing a lot of potential in the market, and we look forward for having more and more interaction with the support of our Indian embassy like this in our future upcoming times. With all, I would like to submit my presentation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. With this, we would like to conclude today's seminar. On behalf of the Embassy of India in Japan, we would like to thank all the speakers and participants for their valuable time. Please join us for the networking session with refreshments just outside in the foyer area. We will also kindly remind everyone to return your receivers at the designated counter near the exit. Thank you.